What's up, guys? I'm Bluntguts, and this is a Watcher of Realms video. Today, we are going to be talking about Big Daddy Brokkir. This dude is, in my opinion, he is the best tank in the game. If you've got him, congratulations. You're not going to worry about having to bring any other defenders moving forward. Maybe one other one if you have to bring two in a certain case. But in this instance, he is the best by far in my mind. He's got everything. So when you're thinking about defenders in this game, there are a few things that really stand out. One is unyielding. A lot of defenders have this effect where when they take fatal damage, they don't die. Instead, they become they prevent their death for a certain amount of time afterwards. So I think let's take a look at Brokkir's right here, which is, here we go, Iceberg. So when receiving fatal damage for the first time, the hero gains freeze and becomes immune to all damage for 11 seconds. The freeze also, I believe reduces reduces adjacent allies by 10 if the hero is inflicted with freeze. So when his unyielding triggers, he's going to reduce the damage of everybody else around him by 30%. I believe this damage reduction applies to him as well. So if he does get healed, he's going to get that as well. Basically, his whole kit revolves around freeze. He freezes enemies that attack him. His ultimate, right here, Frost Armor gains freeze and a shield equal to 90% of max HP during the effective freeze. The freeze effect will disappear with the shield. So he is just as far as I'm concerned, he is the tankiest defender in the game. I don't have Gon. Maybe Gon is tankier, but my understanding is that Gon is more of a damage dealing tank. You know, you want to put him in like defense percent main stat gear with lots of crit damage and crit rate. So let's talk about how we're going to gear this guy. So when you're looking at any kind of champions kit and you're trying to decide on gearing, I think the main thing, particularly with defenders, where we're not really worried about what kind of damage he's putting out, we're worried about incoming damage and how he's going to be able to mitigate that. The first thing to know is that defense is just not that great in this game currently. I think they're going to change that at some point in the future. I don't know when, but I do think that they are going to have to make a change, because right now we've got, forget about flat stats, flat defense, which is just a complete waste. Of course, flat attack and flat HP is just a complete waste for main stat gear on the right side pieces anyway. But defense percent gear, which should, theoretically be really good for defenders, is just not all that great. You can stack defense as much as you want. It's not going to put you in a spot where you are really increasing your survivability in any way, shape, or form close to what putting HP percent main stats on these heroes is. And so the other thing to keep in mind here too is how do these skills interact with the gearing that you're going to put on heroes? So I've already talked about, you're going to want HP percent on everything, and there's a couple reasons for that. In particular with Brokkir, I'd say the primary one is this one right here, is his ultimate, which provides a shield equal to 90% of max HP, and so that's going to just inherently function, synergize well with that HP stacking that I'm recommending that you do. The shield strength actually goes up another 30%. I've got it upgraded 10%. I guess base is 80%. Maxed out is 120% of max HP. So you're going to be getting more than a full HP bar in shield whenever you use this ultimate. But then comes the next thing. So you want to be able to use this ultimate as often as possible, right? There are three ways that you primarily gain rage in this game. And rage, if you didn't know, that is the stuff that you consume to cast your ultimate skills. That is the geez, why can't I think of what it's called? God, brain fart while I'm on stream here. So in any case, that is the energy that you accumulate that allows you to cast your ultimate skills. That's not the word I was looking for, but we're just going to move on and pretend that I did remember the proper word. So in any case, you want to be able to cast this as much as possible, right? And so, like I said, there's three ways that you can gain rage. You can either take damage from enemies. So obviously, as a defender, he's going to be taking damage pretty regularly. You can also attack enemies, and that's going to grant you rage each attack. So in that case, you want to bump up your attack speed if that's going to be the primary way that you are gaining rage. The other way that you can do it, every hero does have it's right here actually. automatic rage regen that just accumulates over time regardless of what's going on around them. So I think the base for almost every champion in the game is 14. There may be a couple that are up at 18, I think, but you can increase this rage regen. You can stack rage regen percent if you want. That's a gearing thing that you can do. You can increase attack speed so that he's attacking more often, or in the case of Brokkir, you can just let somebody hit him and he's going to be able to generate rage based on how often he is hit and how much damage he takes. So you're going to have to decide what's the best way to kind of maximize this guy. In my opinion, the way that I have found is that really what you want to do is stack HP percent. So we're only going to look at HP percent gear. Now, what you want to look for in your subs, though, and this is, dream scenario would be you want defense percent. You want defense because even though it's not as good as HP, it is still valuable, and it's certainly something that you want to consider. So ideally, we'd have defense percent, flat defense, and also flat HP on here. And then, if we could really dream big, we'd want attack speed on there as well, so we can get even more rage generation and we can get more ultimates out, or at least have that ultimate up and available to us more often so that we can cast it when we do need it, when we are about to die. So as you can see, I have no gear that has all 4 of these substats on there. Oh, we do have a piece. It's an Infernal Roar over here. And we've also got none on the ring. So we've got 1 neck that fits the criteria. Let's take off attack speed, because in my opinion and in my experience, it's the least important. I don't know what Brokkir's attack interval is. Let's take a look. It's 2.4 seconds. That's actually pretty low. So that's pretty cool. Another thing that's kind of cool about Brokkir, he doesn't have any kind of skill ups that can go into his basic attack, which is just such a blessing. I feel like all of these heroes should have this, because it is such a slap in the face when you use a legendary skill crystal and it goes into basic attack. It sucks. So, anyway, I'm getting off topic here. So, if we're going to gear Brokkir, let's take a look at the gear filter. Like I said, you want as many of those defensive stats on the gear that you put on him as possible. So, let's look at, I'm going to look at HP bonus, secondary attributes. Let's just say defense bonus and flat HP. Boom. So we've got a bunch of gear in here that fits the bill. Unfortunately, the tanking sets in this game are kind of few and far between, and they are kind of unimaginative. Most of them are just plus HP percent. It's almost like the developers knew the defense was a trash stat for tanks. So there is no defense percent set in the game. There is, where is it? On the left side pieces on your weapons and your breastplates, there is a set called Immortal Warrior, which gives 25% HP and then 10% defense. I think the way that they stagger those kind of tells you all you need to know about the way that they're prioritizing those stats. So what I would look for here, Invigoration, believe it or not, is actually a fantastic option because it will allow you to buff your damage dealers with your tank at the same time, and they will be largely just as functional as they would be otherwise. Asclepius, I don't know how you pronounce it, but this gear set, it has a healing effect bonus on it, which potentially could help if your defender has a healing aspect to their kit. Brokkir does not, so we're not all that concerned about that, but it does have I believe it's 10% HP bonus on it, so that's something that you might want to consider. Let's take a look at Glacier. If you are looking to build a kind of like a tanky a tanky damage dealer kind of, that could be something. It works off of the max HP, so if you're stacking a lot of HP, you're going to get an attack bonus based on 6% of that max HP, which is okay. It's not great, but it's okay. Other than that, there really isn't all that. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm forgetting the most important one is Guardian set. And that's a flat 15% damage reduction across the board. And if you're trying to build somebody as tanky as possible, this is the set that you want to build them in. I have found that Brokkir is tanky enough that he doesn't actually need it. And on top of that, Guardian gear is very hard to farm because it doesn't drop very much the higher stages of Gear Raid 2. So I don't have a ton of it. I buy it every time that it pops up in the black market. I would suggest that you do the same. But if you look, so I can put some of this gear on him. This is a pretty decent piece. Let's put some Guardian gear on him. So his base is 28k HP, and we're going to try to end up with 4 times that. So we want to be close to 120,000 HP. We've got this on our OLOG, which is, that's an all right piece. Defense bonus is nice. I think I'm probably going to opt for this one here, get a little raid regen in there. This may be a better piece, but, you know, there's a certain threshold of tankiness that you're just not going to get much past. And then we can put this Guardian piece on him here. So we are at, let's see, our goal is 120,000. We are at 88,450. So we are about 3/4 of the way there. And then on the left side pieces, there's really 2 options for you. You can go Immortal Warrior, which is going to give you, like I said, is 25% HP and 10% defense. And the other option would be, where is it? Is it Life Giver? Is that the, no, it's not Life Giver. Life Force, that's what it is, which is a 25% HP bonus for wearing 2 of the same set. So those are kind of your 2 options. Given the choice between the 2, Immortal Warrior has higher base stats and is going to give you a better set bonus. So if you have both, this would be the way to go. Let's pop this on him, although it doesn't have any HP % on it. So let's fix that. We've got this piece. There we go. That's a beefy piece. I've got this one on Torador too, which is also a very nice piece. See, now you've got HP bonus, defense, and defense bonus. That is the ideal. Remember, if you can't have the main stat of the gear on it, so you're never going to see flat HP as a substat on one of these pieces. However, put that on him, and then let's see what we got over here as well. A nice fat defense bonus. You know, ideally, you don't want defense % main stat, but anywhere you can pick it up as a substat is really the way to go. Get as much of it as you possibly can. So let's take a look here. Are we there? 113K. So we're close. We're not that far off. I think I'll take it. He does have, let's see, almost 8,000 defense, which is pretty substantial. I'm sure we could boost that up more, but especially when you consider that you are getting minus 15% damage just across the board based on the Guardian set, making some compromises to get that set bonus is totally worthwhile in my opinion, particularly when you are looking at kind of the upper ends of content that are out right now. I'm talking Nightmare Void Rift. I'm talking about the when you're pushing in Immortal Codex potentially, although I don't know what the tank one is going to look like. But yeah, that I would definitely recommend Guardian set. That is the ideal way to go. And you know, shoot for some stats like this. You could put some attack speed on it if you want. I don't think it's necessary. Maybe there's a point where we get to some content where you really need to be cycling that ultimate as much as possible. That may be when you try to stack some attack speed on him as well. As of right now, I think you are far better off just going with some defensive stats. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully, if you did just pull Brokkir, congratulations. He is phenomenal. He's gonna really help you out. He's not the most exciting pull. Unfortunately, this game is all about the damage dealers, but he is really good at what he does. So I think you are going to enjoy him. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the content, I would love if you would like and subscribe. It would really mean a lot to me and really gives me the motivation to kind of keep doing these videos moving forward. Other than that, good luck to you, and I hope you all have a great day.